known to his friends simply as Q.
What happens to a story when the writer stops making choices?
I am a writer.
The characters stall, watching life go by, instead of living it. And if the writer never chooses, then you get Wonder Boys. In 2000, Curtis Hanson followed up LA Confidential with something very different. A film about small-stakes chaos, humor laced with melancholy, and a character who skipped the crisis and settled straight into malaise. The story is simple. As a professor struggles to finish his second book, his wife quietly leaves him, his long-suffering editor shows up, his affair grows complicated,
I'm pregnant.
and a string of small disasters unfold over one long weekend. The film tanked at the box office, and even a re-release later that year couldn't find an audience. So what is this oddity? A miscalculated failure? Or a time capsule of the mid-budget film's last gasp? In truth, it's neither. At its heart, it's about one man, Grady Tripp.
I always swore you were working, but...
But?
Nothing. It's just... It's been a while since Arsonist's daughter, and some of the kids in workshop thought maybe you were...
Washed up?
blocked.
Grady Tripp sits at the center of his universe. Not through force, but through inaction. A wonder boy by reputation, he has coasted for years on the cachet of his first book. 7 years later, that success has become an anchor. His next manuscript sprawls across thousands of pages, a monument to indecision. If no one reads it, no one can ever judge it, and he gets to remain the Wonder Boy forever. But he isn't imploding. His wife leaves not out of scandal, but emotional absence. He's still a capable lecturer, even a kind mentor. His life hasn't collapsed. It's suspended. It just seeps away in small dysfunctions, blackouts, weed, the endless pages piling higher. And because he's likable, he's indulged. Students admire him. Colleagues tolerate him. Even his in-laws forgive him after he breaks into their home. His easy charm becomes a trap. Everyone gives him so much slack that he never has to change.
Oh, piss off, will you, Krabs? I lost a wife today.
Oh, you'll find another. She'll be young, beautiful. They always are.
Grady's weightless charm pulls others into his orbit, but it stunts their growth. While he clings to his own suspended animation, his inertia suffocates everyone around him. Crabtree, Robert Downey Jr., his editor, doesn't just want a manuscript. He needs it to salvage his own career, one stuck in the shadow of Grady's unfulfilled promise. Sarah, Frances McDormand, the university chancellor, and his lover, announces she's pregnant, turning their affair into a deadline for commitment. Then there's Hannah, Katie Holmes, one of his students, who literally lives among Grady's endless pages.
Next year book.
Trapped inside his draft, like everyone else, waiting to see if her crush might become something more substantial.
Great if you want to talk later. I'll be up.
Where Grady refuses to move, they all do. And if he doesn't act soon, it will come crashing down around him. The closest Grady comes to an active decision early on is keeping James, a pre-Spider-Man Tobey Maguire, another of his students, close. Partly out of fear the kid might harm himself. But even that isn't really a choice. It happens while Grady sneaks out to smoke weed, avoiding the new reality of impending fatherhood. It's less a decision than a reflex, another act of avoidance dressed up as protection. Ironically, that soft choice is the one that unravels his weekend, setting off the very chaos he spends the rest of the film fumbling through. James is, to put it politely, peculiar. An awkward prodigy, brilliant, but tangled up in compulsive storytelling.
It was so embarrassing, they had to carry him out.
Is he all right?
He's fine. He's narrating.
A kind of mythomania that makes him both fascinating and unreliable.
Your father worked in a mannequin factory?
Sites Plastics. That's where he met my mom. She was a fry cook in the cafeteria. Before that, she'd been a dancer.
What kind of dancer?
Whatever kind they wanted her to be.
He makes decision after decision, often disastrous. But decisions, nevertheless. Grady doesn't.
Shit, James. You shot Dr. Gaskell's dog.
That spark of the Wonder Boy he once was makes James a mirror Grady can't look at directly.
Look, James, about this afternoon workshop, I'm sorry. I think I let things get a little out of hand.
They really hated it. I think they hated it more than any of the other ones.
Well,
Doesn't matter, it only took me an hour to write.
really? It's remarkable.
To mentor him would mean confronting his own failures. So he half protects, half avoids. Still, James's presence is undeniable. He accelerates Grady's push towards finally throwing out the endless first draft of his life and starting again. It's a strong ensemble, all told. With Downey Jr. bringing his usual boyish charm, McDormand adding authority,
Someone jumped on your car with their butt.
Maguire giving James the kind of wide-eyed innocence that makes him both funny
You want one? They're incredible. Incredible.
and oddly compelling. They provide the spark the film might otherwise lack. The weak link, ironically, is Douglas. He isn't miscast. He's solid, even charming. But he never quite disappears into Grady the way a character actor might have.
I thank you.
Much like Grady himself, the film coasts on Douglas's superstar status and doesn't ask anything more of him.
I hope that's not true.
The gap between good and great is visible, and in a way that gap mirrors the film itself.
I was reading a story to my advanced writer's workshop by one James Lear,
Voiceover is one of my pet peeves in film.
inhabitant of his own gloomy gulag.
Too often it's a crutch for hack writers who wouldn't recognize exposition if it over-explained itself. At its worst, VO kills the heartbeat of cinema. Show, don't tell.
I was distracted. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that my wife had left me that morning.
Books need exposition. They have to describe the world where it doesn't exist. Film doesn't,
My editor, Terry Crabtree, was flying in for the event.
which is why Grady's narration feels so telling. It doesn't move the story forward, it just floats alongside it. He isn't shaping events, only reporting them, like a writer stuck in draft mode.
Grady, you know how in class, how you're always telling us that writers make choices?
The flaw is the same one Hannah points out in his manuscript.
Horses,
It includes everything,
dental records,
and therefore
so on.
commits to nothing.
And I could be wrong, but it sort of reads in places like you didn't really make any choices.
But in the final act, the narration is reframed. It isn't a placeholder. It's the seed of his next book, the one he finally finishes. And in finishing it, he makes a choice. Not just as a writer, but as a man, choosing Sarah and the life that comes with her. Structurally, Wonder Boys plays like a slowed-down screwball comedy.
What the hell was that?
Dead dog, a stolen jacket, a missing manuscript, all in one long weekend. A narrative timeout that traps Grady in a microcosm of his own limbo. For some viewers, this can grate, But as a reflection of Grady's malaise, it works. Life happens to him, not because of him. To get on the film's wavelength, you have to accept that frequency, not resent it for what it isn't. The humour works because it's tethered to character failure, not gags. The dog rides in his car all weekend because he won't decide what to do with it.
There's an explanation.
The jacket stays stolen because he won't return it. Even breaking into his own car plays as fast because the man who holds him at gunpoint ends up driving him home. The comedy isn't about punchlines. It's about watching an action tip over into absurdity. The cinematographer, Dante Spinotti, lights it like cinema. Not a photocopy of life. No murky authenticity, no faux realism. Movies are a canvas, and here, Hollywood, still painted with light. Hanson directs classically. Crafted frames, measured pacing, visual storytelling with clarity. Split diopters quietly layer perspectives in the same frame, and compositions are allowed to breathe. The weather is just as deliberate. A perpetual winter, heavy downpours, the season suspended. Grady is stuck between states, waiting for a spring that never comes. Wonder Boy stands as a relic of a bygone era of cinema, when mid-budget dramas were the bread and butter of studios, and tentpoles were rare, once or twice a year swings. Now the industry is all climax, no build. Even the three big names in the cast, Douglas, Maguire, Downey Jr., all found themselves in Marvel roles, not by design, but as part of the industry's shift towards blockbusters that left films like this behind. The irony is brutal. The actors from a fragile, literary drama became the faces of an all-or-nothing industry. Today, movies like this rarely exist. They're reshaped into streaming miniseries or squeezed into indie budgets that often vanish without a trace. All of it drowned in the constant churn of content. And what did we lose? Studio films with craft, with the lighting that looked like cinema, stories that had room for oddity, and crucially, drift. Wonder Boys is a time capsule from the last years when Hollywood still made films like this. I like Wonder Boys, even if it stalls more than it moves. But that's also what makes it worth revisiting. A film that embodies malaise in its story, its pacing, and its place in history. I've been stuck on page 2611 for a while now, and this was a film you forgot. This one started on the page, so what's your favourite story that made the jump from book to film? Let me know down in the comments.